Well, 2 weeks after the mass shooting here at home in Orange, the medical condition of the accused shooter is stalling his court proceedings. Chelsea Edwards is live in Orange with that and more on the psychological state of many of these shooters. Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many factors at play here, Susan. These events, I mean, as you just mentioned, they're happening all over the country and, of course, right here at home. 4 people lost their lives here in the city of Orange when that gunman stormed in. That was back on March 30th. He is now set to be arraigned tomorrow. So he had stormed into that Orange office complex, you may remember, blocking the gates before killing 4 people, including a 9-year-old boy. The alleged gunman, 44-year-old Aminadab Gaxiola Gonzalez, was eventually shot by police. Now, he's apparently had trouble communicating with his attorney since then because of his injuries from that gunshot wound. He is now expected to be arraigned here in Orange tomorrow. That arraignment has been rescheduled several times now. And of course, as you just mentioned, Susan, we continue to hear about events like this across the country. Just this morning, those 3 people shot and killed in yet another mass shooting near that mixed-use complex in Austin, Texas. That shooter, as you mentioned, still on the loose. Police, they're worried that he might take a hostage. Now, with so much violence making headlines lately, we talked to forensic psychologist Dr. Carole Lieberman about what is going on. She says there are so many factors at play here.
A lot of people during lockdown have had many more hours to spend on violent video games. And studies for decades have shown that the more hours of violent media you ingest, whether it's video games or movies or television shows, the more you ingest, the more aggressive you become. Another reason why people are angry and frustrated and on edge is because of all of the conflicting information we've been getting about coronavirus, whether it's safe to go out or not, whether the vaccines work or not, and how long they work, whether they're dangerous or not. And people, it's very difficult, very frustrating, very frightening to not know the answers to these things and yet to get all kinds of contradictory advice.
She also said with lockdowns being lifted, people coming out of quarantine, there's so many things changing. And after the year that so many people have had, she does expect to see these shootings continue to be on the rise as we move forward in the future. We're going to have much more of her interview coming up later. She does think that the solution lies in how we treat mental health in our society. But we'll talk to her a lot more coming up at 10 o'clock. Reporting live in Orange, Chelsea Edwards, Fox 11 News. Susan?
Chelsea, thank you for that.